So last year, being my first year, I really wanted to take a minute to work with the staff to let them kind of define our true values that we want to carry over into the school. And I asked the staff to choose their own personal values and then how we would apply those to the values that we would set for our school. Because we're in this process of kind of redefining what Bostrom is. So we really want those values to play into that as we continue to define what and who we are and who we serve. The one that stands out to me first off is compassion. It's just kind of inherent in how we work with our kids, because if you think about our population, we have some of the most at-risk kids in this district that come to us. And whether it's for deficiencies in credits or because they were long-term suspended or whatever the reason might be, they come to us with home lives and situations in their lives that make it really difficult for them to focus on academics. I mean, for a lot of them, that's not a priority. You know, we've met with kids throughout this last year in smaller groups, and without a doubt, every one of them has said that they have some connection to at least one adult on campus. They feel safe on our campus. And, you know, Bostrom used to be labeled as the bad school, the school for the bad kids. And the kids want to change that image themselves, you know, but the staff, they truly care about the kids, and you can see that in the way they approach the students and the way they try to really foster them as a whole person. Coming here, it was a big change, and you know, when you're on a big campus, people have clearly delineated roles. And you come to a small school and you still have the same needs, but you don't always have those roles or those positions on staff to meet those needs of both the students and the staff. So people have to take on a bunch of different hats. They have to definitely collaborate. One of the main things that I really come to love about Bostrom is that when we need something, there's always somebody who steps up and fills in and gets the job done.
All of the traits are important to us. Reflecting back after our conversation, there was a couple that really stood out to me. And number one was being courageous. I think that goes hand in hand with our restorative justice initiative this year. And so I had been to some culturally relevant teaching, fixed mindset, RJ workshops in the past 3 to 4 years or so. So it clicked with me, and I knew that we had to bring it to our staff. I figured that RJ was not going to be a big sell because we've already been exposed to a lot of it. And I've said this in public a couple times, it was no smoke and mirrors for us. We didn't hide referrals, we processed everything, but you could just see the movement and the traction that we were making as the school year went on. And again, I think the courageousness of not only our staff, but our kids figured out what was going on. We didn't tell them that this is a new system type of thing, but they felt it and they knew exactly what was happening. So we had really good buy-in from our staff, and that just trickled down to our students. So we are real happy about that right now. We didn't get all the data till pretty late in the year, and I was surprised. I knew that we were improving in some areas, but the drastic reduction in certain areas was incredible.
Nearly 2 weeks ago, a 14-year-old was shot and killed during a drug deal. Another 15-year-old was also shot.
The lives of 2 Valley teenagers cut short in a bad crash last Friday.
Gunned down late Friday night. The vibrant 18-year-old, a first-generation high school graduate, and her family.
And the other two that really stick out to me are compassion and commitment. And I say that as, in the short time that I've been principal, we've lost 7 kids so far due to gun violence, drugs, car accident. And you know, the hardest thing you do, I guess the second hardest thing you do as a principal is when you have to write that email to the staff, let them know. And I guess the first hardest thing to do is, you know, notify the parents or contact the parents and just to see if they need anything and to show your support for them. So, but our staff is so compassionate and so committed. When those things happen, you know, it could really throw you for a tailspin. You never know what's going to happen, but just the way that our community has come together and being committed and compassionate. Fairfax is a little bit different. You know, we're kind of a small town. A lot of our employees actually live here. A lot of our employees, me included, have had kids that went here, grandkids that went here, and those type of things. So it's not a place where you drive in at 7:30 and you take off at 3:30 for most of us. So yeah, the compassion and commitment to healing our community has been incredible.